good Monday morning to everyone. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options and your morning market preparation video for October 30th, 2017. So, hey, we're down to our last two trading days of this month. Halloween, obviously, just around the corner here. And we're looking at a market that is just still extremely bullish. We have two camps on this. We have the folks that want to speculate that the market is so overbought now that it just absolutely has to fall. We have the second camp here that is so wildly bullish, any little pullback, they're going to react by buying. I'm somewhere in the middle of that. What I try to do, and here's the thing, we've got all this turmoil, at our government right now, in the news. We've got about 1,500 companies reporting this week. So there's lots of information out there. You toss in the element of the financial news, which only really works to fan the flames of all this drama, and then throw in 1,500 earnings announcements, and you've got, a soup that could really turn into anything. We have no idea which way this market's going to go. And to assume that we could predict that, no matter how great you think your indicators are, it's a flat out guess to predict what's going to happen with all that going on. The best we can do as a trader, and this is why I'm just kind of somewhat in the middle, I try to avoid that bias. I try to eliminate that from my thinking. Of course, everyone has some kind of a bias. It's normal, it's natural. And the way I do that, the way I try to avoid that or set it aside, is I focus on price action. Now, I literally shut off all the financial news. I don't watch any financial news. I don't need the additional drama. I don't need the noise. And I know if I just stay focused on price action, price will lead me where I need it to go. If I don't try to predict, if I set aside that bias, I can just follow price action. Now, having said that, when I look at this chart, all I can see right now is bullishness and a tremendous trend. Very, very strong, and as of now, that's not ending. In fact, what I see right now is I see the potential of a consolidation back toward trend. Just a little bit of a resting consolidation. Now, this morning, we're looking at the futures pointing lower. As of right now, we've got about a 50-point gap down in the Dow. But see, that's really not losing the trend, at least yet. This could be nothing more than a consolidation. And we've had these kind of moves. Now, this whole thing surrounding the White House and will there be arrests or not? I don't know. Will this affect the tax plan? I don't know. All I can do is focus on the price action and trade what's on the chart in front of me. Try to avoid the rest of that. Just trade what's on the chart in front of you. And right now, all I see is bullishness. But I'm going to be a little bit cautious because I do know that we're kind of extended. Typical healthy markets move up and pull back. So we should be expecting some kind of a rest at any time, but I have no idea when that's going to occur. This could just consolidate and keep going up. So I want to remain very flexible, very objective about what's going on in the market and just move with the direction of the market. In fact, I will submit to you that is the only way you will ever make money in the market is if the price moves. And if you can learn to just move with the price rather than trying to predict it, rather than trying to do all of these other things that we do as traders, you'll do way better as a trader. I can tell you that's one of the most important things that I learned that finally turned me around and made me into a profitable full-time trader is just focus on the price. Shut off the noise. Let's take a look at the SPY. The SPY did a great job last week. New record high here on the SPY. as a result of those great earnings. And let's keep in mind that even if there is turmoil and the news gets all focused today on the White House or something going on there, or what's going on in Congress, or any number of things that focus the market and maybe turn it a little bit negative or bearish, let's keep in mind that those earnings reports are still out there. That will not change those. So the bullishness is still here in the market, even though we might be getting a little bit of a pullback. And you see the SPY is looking to pull back. Again, what I see here in this chart is a stock that's staying extremely strong in its trend and could just be resting, consolidating, moving back over toward its trend to find support. Let's take a look at the Qs. Now the Qs had just a blowout day on Friday with the great reports out of Google and Microsoft and Intel and folks like that. They just really blew the doors off of things. And where the Qs were kind of pulling back, showing a little bit of weakness there, and look what happened. We just exploded up out of that support area and new record highs on the Qs. And you can see the Qs are still holding up. They're not acting like they want to go down at all, at least this morning. So we'll have to wait and see on that. And even the IWM made a move on Friday. A nice bullish candle inside this long, tight consolidation. And you can see this morning it's opening down as well. If that were to follow through and pop through out of the top out of here, that could really give this IWM a platform to really run up from. So here again, I don't see anything that's terribly bearish, at least yet. So try to set that bias aside and just trade the chart that you're looking at. Let's take a quick look at the VIX. Haven't looked at the VIX here for the last couple of market reports here that I've done. And when we look at the VIX, you can see that the VIX had just really quick spike. That 1 day move down in the market created this spike. And we went right back up here to this trend line. It's amazing to me how accurate this trend line has been for such a long period of time. So we're right back down here in this kind of danger zone of, well, just a complacency. And you can see how quickly we could spike. Now today, I think you can probably expect we're going to see this rally some today. And it could get, if the news, depends on how the news goes, could get a little bit crazy. So be careful, be a little bit cautious. Last thing you want to do is be chasing into stocks right now, particularly stocks that are way up. Do not chase them. Do not chase them. Let's take a look at T2122 real quick. Now T2122 is just an indicator that's the 4-week new high, new low ratio. That's all it is. It's nothing fancy here. And you can see it's down here toward the middle of the range. So we are not really in a position to say that we are overly bearish, up here in the bearish reversal area, or bullish. We're kind of down here in the middle. And being in the middle kind of means anything is possible. And so depending on how the news or the earnings or things roll out, anything could happen. Now let's also keep in mind that we have a huge number of earnings coming in the rest of this week. So that is definitely going to influence the market. First off, let's take a real quick look at the economic calendar. The economic calendar today, we have personal incomes and outlays, and that can move the market a little bit here at 8:30 Eastern time. Other than that, that's about it that really can probably move the market today. But that personal income and outlays it's looking to stay flat on the core number, while personal incomes have increased and spending has increased as well, mostly due to hurricane replacements. Is showing a big pop up possible in the personal spending. On the earnings front, It's going to be an absolutely crazy week. And when we take a look at earnings, just know that there's nothing we can do to control these. There's nothing we can do to to predict what's going to happen with an earnings report. Well, we've got about 180 earnings today, 260 on Tuesday, 399 Wednesday, over 600 on Thursday, and then we drop back off to 112. And you can see that is a tremendous number of earnings, and it will begin to drop off. We can, if we go to November, the next week, we still have a really big week in here. But it's starting to diminish just slightly, and then we'll drop off past that. So, when it comes to earnings, anything is possible, and we have to recognize that. We can have this sell-off like we did right here. And I know a lot of people got short. A lot of people got damaged here because they got short. And then we have those really good earnings reports, and we just wildly gap up in the overall market. Let's take a quick look at the SPY on that. Everybody's just thinking the market's got to fall. It's got to fall. It's got to fall. In fact, it even temporarily broke the trend. And then all of a sudden we get those good reports, and pow, we reverse and go completely the other direction. And that traps a lot of people that try to speculate on a direction. So the best thing we can do is just learn to follow price and be cautious and careful when we kind of reach that overextended point. So I will be looking for new trades, but I'm going to be really picky about the trades I make, and I'm just going to continue to manage the positions that I am in. Everyone, have an awesome day. And if this is the first time you've ever seen my videos, I share this with everyone. I believe in preparation, not luck. And if you find these useful, please do me a favor. Click that subscribe button on YouTube and the follow me button on Facebook. And of course, I would really appreciate, those thumbs up buttons, and comments are very welcome on these videos. And by the way, please feel free to share this with anyone that could get some benefit out of it. So everyone, take care. Have a great day. I wish you great profits, and I will talk to you all very soon.